Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video with me, CraftySimulations. Now, I started a series of videos called the Crafty Tours, where I actually tour scenery packages, but not the way we normally do in Flight Simulator. Because normally, we're in an aircraft or a helicopter and we're based on the live side of an airfield or airport, and we just take off, disappear, and we don't see the work that goes into the creation of the scenery packages. So I thought I'd create this series of videos where I actually drive around these scenery packages and show off what actually goes into some of the creation. Now, I will be reviewing payware as well as freeware options when it comes to scenery packages, but I'm back with another Burning Blue Designs wonder piece in the form of North Weald. Now, I just got this one onto the simulator, and to be honest with it, it's another Burning Blue fantastic piece of artwork. It really is. But before we dive into and actually show off the scenery, let's see what Burning Blue Designs say in their description for this scenery. So they say, over 200 custom 3D objects, each with full PBR textures, accurate runways, taxiways, and custom taxi signs. Night lighting includes accurate runway, taxiway, EHAA apron, and NPAS hangar lighting. Detailed hangar interiors offering 2 open hangars to start your flight from, each with animated hangar doors which close at night, open manually with taxi lights. So we do have some hangars that will actually open their doors. We have a dynamic air ambulance static model which is only visible on Monday to Friday, allowing you to use the EHAA helipad at weekends. So not only is this just a bog basic scenery where you get an aircraft here or a vehicle there, this thing actually responds to whenever you're flying. So at the moment we are on Tuesday. So let's see if the helicopter is there. Completely custom windsock and dynamic animated flags. Animated spectators. Real-life static aircraft often seen at North Weald. Now, this is what brings, in my eyes, scenery packages to life. If you actually go to the real North Weald, you will see X-aircraft. Burning Blue Designs have done their best to actually include these aircraft. And being North Weald, we've got some absolutely amazing aircraft. So we have 3 Douglas C-47 Skytrains. We have Aces High, Dragamoot, and Pegasus. We have a Douglas C-54 Skymaster, the Atlantic Division, which I do believe is sat right behind us. We have a Cessna 172 North Weald Aviation Golf November Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. We have Golf November Whiskey Foxtrot Sierra and Golf November Whiskey Foxtrot Tango. And I did that without scripting. That was amazing. I didn't even remember that alphabet. We have Cessna A150 Golf Lima Alpha. We have a Piper PA-28 Warrior of the Academy Aviation, which is Golf Charlie Mike Foxtrot Juliet. We have Eurocopter EC-135 T2, which is NPAS Golf Papa Oscar Lima Delta. That one stretched the memory a little bit. We have an Augusta Westland AW169 of EHAA, I should say, which is Golf Hotel Echo Mike. We have a de Havilland Tiger Moth of Aero Legends. We have Supermarine Spitfire Mark 9T, I think it is, of Aero Legends, which is Elizabeth. We have full dynamic weather compatibility, so the airfield will change on the various weathers we have in the simulator. We have enhanced high-resolution, colour-corrected ground textures, and we have a modelled POI Church Langley Water Tower, which is 3 nautical miles north of Echo Golf Sierra X-Ray. So, bit of a mouthful. What does that actually mean? It means Burning Blue Designs have created a fantastic piece of scenery, but let's show it off a little bit. So once again, I'm in the Parallel 42 Juice UTV. And if I turn my track IR on, we are currently sat, if I just, well, you can see on the map right in front of you, but I do have the Pooley's Airfield Guide to airfields in the UK. So they label this section of the airfield as visitor parking. So what have we got here? We've got a Cessna sat in front of us. We have 2 more Cessnas sat there. Oh yeah, we've got I think that's a Cessna 310. I'm sure it is, sat over there. So we do have visitors, a visiting aircraft sat here. So this is a lazy runway. It crosses over the main runway, which is going to be down there. So we're going to go down this runway, and we're going to see what's what. And we're going to basically do a lap of the airfield. We'll do a burn up the runway, and then we'll come back round and show off some of the warbirds. The warbirds will be the last part, and they're fantastic. I love warbirds. So I have, since the last video, changed some of the controls. I've created a custom set of controls for this thing because I found the acceleration and deceleration brakes a little bit iffy, because I am using rudder pedals, after all, which is just a little bit weird. But yes, let's see where we get to. So, missing some doors, that's fine. So let's go. So like, helps if you go the right way. So once again, this is a lazy runway here at North Weald. So as we see, being a weekday, that is an Augusta, I do believe, and it is of the air ambulance system, and because it is Tuesday, it is sat here. So, just want to show this off. This is obviously a 3D creation in the sim, and it looks absolutely fantastic, absolutely realistic. And it boggles my mind. I come back from the FSX days where aircraft would be added to scenery packages and helicopters, and they just didn't look that good because they were AI pieces of scenery. And now it looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Got a couple of guys standing there. Some ground crew. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Amazing. That's a warbird. We'll leave that alone for the end part of the video. Again, this is a lazy runway here at North Weald. It's not used as a direct runway, so you can park up here in most big aircraft and taxi out straight to the runway. We are now sat facing the runway. Always find myself checking if I'm clear to enter the runway. So we're going to run down to the end of the runway here. And just look how wide this runway is. I mean, I know we're in a UTV, it's a very small vehicle, but this runway is really, really wide. You can land a lot of things here, and it's really, really long as well. In fact, if I get my chart, where are we? The runway length, does it say? We're looking at 1,000. This is called Depoulies, okay, so this is the accurate one. So this is, they say it is a 1,881 meters long runway with a 45 meter width. It's a big one. Where's she heard that before? We finally get to the end of the runway. Now, there is obviously, as you can see on the map here, a taxiway that leads onto, well, one of the taxiways, but it is fenced off. We can't actually get to this. And this is in reality as well, because even on Poolies, it does say there is a fence that runs that side of the airfield. So we do have the original taxiway sat there, but Burning Blue Designs did put it correctly, and there is a fence there, no access to aircraft, no access to anything. So, seeing as we're at the end of the runway, we shall do what I do best, which is drive ridiculously fast in a straight line. Sort of like a ex-BBC programme. So, are we ready? I know we can do multiplayer, we should have races. It'd be amazing. This runway would be absolutely brilliant for that. So, anyway, let's go. Definitely a very long runway. Now you will notice over there we do have custom assets in the form of, what do we got here? It looks like ambulances, if I'm honest. But we do have, like I say, custom buildings. Other companies are out there that do not have access to the airfield. Or at least there is a fence which is right in front of us which cuts that all off. So, again, this is Burning Blue Designs. They do go to the nth degree in actually creating these other companies that have nothing to do with the airfield and no access points for us, being a flight sim. But it's nice to see that they do create them and add them to their scenery packages. So if we go all the way to the end of the runway here, it's obviously a car storage area, like most airfields. Used to store all sorts of cars, probably new cars sitting waiting to go out. So we do have a logistics company over there, which is King's, I believe. And yes, ambulances stored as well. So again, an airfield that is being used to store lots of other things. So let's move over to the other taxiway where we can go. I will say as well, this runway, even though it is incredibly long, like I say, 1,800 metres long, there is quite a long area before you enter your landing spot. So there's some arrows that point towards the start of the runway, and it does feel like as you're making an approach in a little light aircraft that you've got a lot of runway to go over before you can land on the runway. But again, it's all accurate. That is exactly how the runway is here at North Weald. So these cones we can ignore because we can just go around, and I'll show you some of the assets we get here with the sim, with the scenery I should say, that are absolutely brilliant. So these guys know that I will be landing at some point, so they've got an ambulance ready. So again, very well created. And it's a London ambulance, so that would be correct. And yeah, it's got some vans here for whatever the reason vans are here for. But yeah, it's a very, very good 3D assets. But these are fantastic. I never even I saw these on an approach. And I was like, what the heck are these things? And they are vintage buses. I've no idea what bus they are. They are labelled up as burningbluedesigns.com, which is, can't blame them for advertising. But we have North Weald 1, so unless these are used around the airfield, it's possible. There might be a museum, a collection of classic transportation vehicles. But again, very well created 3D assets. We've got another one sat here, which has the same number. Just look at the detail that goes into them. And this is just a 3D asset. It's not a vehicle we can control. It looks absolutely fantastic for what it is. It's not as detailed, obviously, as my UTV, for instance, but my UTV is something that I can control. I need to have, as a customer, a very detailed product. That is a 3D AI asset. Doesn't do anything other than add some reliability, realism, that's the word I'm looking for. But again, absolutely fantastic. So if we just carry on around here, we're going to have to go back onto the dirt, not a problem. As we'll join the taxiway, as we head round to some of the training aircraft here, based at North Weald. So I think we can head into here. We might see some of the companies that are based here at North Weald. Whee! Helps you to press the right pedal. So here we have the Flying Lessons Trial Flights Company. Again, based here at North Weald. We've got some of their aircrafts on the other side of that fence. We can get access to those. But just look at the level of detail that goes into this. You wouldn't see this in this detail on an approach or flying around. You'd look down and go, yeah, the buildings are there. They look accurate. Yes, you can tell that that's a different style of building over there. And maybe you could tell there's picnic tables sat there. But it's so much more realistic. Kudos to Burning Blue Designs. Kudos. I would take my hat off if it didn't have a Trackir clip on it. Their creation is absolutely fantastic. Let's see if I can get out of here without making too much of a... No, let's not spin the wheels. It's so weird trying to accelerate a vehicle with rudder pedals and steer with a joystick. Not normal. So if we go all the way around here, we can go to the live side of the aircraft. There they are, the 3 Cessnas. Give way to custom vehicle, or the vehicles. Or give way to aircraft. Definitely give way to aircraft. We'll just take a cheeky little detour over the grass. Got some containers stroke offices sat here. And we've got the 3 Cessna 172s that I was speaking of earlier. So if we just swing this round, again, just look at the level of detail that goes into them. They don't move. They're not aircraft that we can fly. These are just aircraft that are based here to add a little bit of another level of realism. And that's the great thing about it. They're so realistic that you could almost believe that they're a realistic aircraft that we can fly. There are some companies still to this day that release aircraft that look worse than that. And those 3 are AI aircraft. They don't move. They're just here to like add another level of realism. And they do that so well. And as well, they're not just 3D, well, not just copies, copy and pasted versions of all the Cessnas. All the registrations add up. This one has its rear wheel covers. The other 2 don't. You just know so a lot of work has gone into the creation of those aircraft. And like I say, to make the scenery package look absolutely fantastic. So let's not hit the big gas tank, oil tank, fuel tank, whatever it is, tends to go bang. So let's just head out of here. It's only when you start driving around some of these scenery packages and you start seeing the level of detail that goes into the creation of them. It's like an onion. There's so many layers to these things, so many layers. And I'm not even covering all the stuff that we have access to. So we do have another Cessna 310 sat there. It's an airfield. I suppose you've got to have multiple aircraft. So here we go, got some signs. Always give way to aircraft in 20 miles an hour. What we got? When lights are flashing, you must stop. And beware helicopters crossing. I've heard of beware kids crossing, or old people crossing, or whatever the words on the sign is, but helicopters? Which is right, because that is the Air Ambulance Centre here based at North Weald. Just look at the detail that goes into the creation of that building. It's not a prefabbed building for the scenery. Essex and Herts Air Ambulance, or what's their little motto? We can't fly without you. Damn right. One of the most underfunded systems we have here is the air ambulance system. I remember actually talking to one of the air ambulance companies. I can't remember what it was. I was at Cosford, I think it was, for the RAF Cosford Air Show, and I was talking to an air ambulance charity member, and amazingly, they didn't get government funding. Any government funding. All the funding came through charity events and donations and all that, and it was just horrifying to hear that, because the air ambulance helicopter is a fantastic system, and it is, I'm not going to say it's better than an ambulance, but when you need to get somewhere really, really quickly, a vehicle can get stuck. It only has to go down the roads. A helicopter don't. So helicopters are fantastic. Air ambulances, no matter where they are in the UK or where they are in the world, they're doing a job, and it's fantastic. And that's my end of the PR for air ambulances before I start going on a rant. So let's try and get out of here. I think if I just go backwards, turn around here, I might be able to get out of this place. Another air ambulance sat there. That's one of the Eurocopter versions. Or it could be a police chopper, I'm not 100%. I think that's the air ambulance as well. So, anyway, let's carry on going round. Again, more custom designed buildings. Lovely signage. Aircraft maintenance and support. Obviously, a lot of aircraft here do need... All aircraft need maintenance and support. So, this part here, I do believe, is where people can come and watch all the stuff at North Weald. So, again, we have our custom designed flag. Lots of people sat here. Kids can go playing around on the old slides. If you're a bigger kid, you can also join them. But you do get a lovely view of the airfield. Obviously, the live airfield, the real airfield. So let's move on around. Again, Cessna 310, Cessna 152, that looks like a cap of some description, I think it is. Cap 110, or I can't remember exactly what it is. The beloved Diamond DA40. That's a flight simulator version, because I can tell the colour of it, because it says Microsoft, I do believe, on the side of it. Does it say Microsoft? Yes, there you go. So the flight simulator is adding aircraft. That's not a DA42, that's something else. That's a DA62, 64? I can't remember. The bigger one, anyway. But this, Air Transport Command C-54? Was it a C-54? I can't remember. I'm going to get my phone out now. But again, look at the detail. It's just a 3D model. It's just a 3D model that sits there. Doesn't move. But it looks so realistic. It even got the little dint in the nose. I can remember the days when we had Flight Simulator X and 2004 and all the rest of them, and we had aircraft that didn't look that good then. Got some custom hangars. Now, we started our video off with these aircraft here, so if we carry on going round, we're going to go round to the Warbirds. What more do you have to say? Supermarine Spitfire. That saved our bacon during the war. Obviously, it is a twin-seat Spitfire. If you're thinking that doesn't exist, it does. I googled the registration number and everything. It is a conversion of a Spitfire to the twin-seat version. Because no twin-seat version was created for the war. It is after the war. I do believe, I'm not sure if it's a stretched fuselage a little bit there, to add the space for the second cockpit. So again, it looks absolutely fantastic. And you know, I can't get over how realistic these aircraft look. Absolutely amazing. Custom hangars here, they're very easily to be erected. Here we have a more permanent hangar, and we've got a J3 Cub, an extra by the look of it, and a Cessna, I'm going to say at the back of it, a Cessna 152 maybe. This, though, C-47 Skytrain, Pegasus. And you know the routine by now, just look at the realism in this thing. Just look at it. It's absolutely amazing It's not just any C-47. They've correctly added the correct textures. And yes, they're not pin sharp. I mean, if you look at the actual Pegasus logo, it's not pin sharp. It doesn't have to be pin sharp. You know, I'm taking this scenery to the extreme and parking myself right next to this aircraft. I mean, look at it now. I'm what, 10 meters away from it? It looks fine. Looks absolutely fine. It looks more than fine. It looks absolutely fantastic. Actually, no, that's the wrong way. Come on, go back. Reverse. I need to go on this taxiway here. Get to the other warbirds. Hope you're having a lovely view, love. So here we have a Yak-52. Quintessential Russian trainer. The aforementioned Tiger Moth, one of the best British pre-war trainers, actually during the war even trainer, Tiger Moth. So many of those things flying today, which is great, absolutely fantastic. We have a J3 Cub Relation, I think that's more of a flight simulator model. A couple more Cessnas, one looking in quite poor state. Pushermoot DC3, it's probably going to be push them out really, but push them out. And again, fantastic, looks so realistic and looks brilliant within the sun, absolutely amazing, lovely reflections. Just makes you think you actually sat there. So, I shall park up. Somewhere around about here, let's just park in the roadway. So, what do I think about this scenery package? It's another world beater by Burning Blue Designs. I'm not going to say that because, you know, I'm just paying favour to Burning Blue Designs. The level of detail that goes into the creation of these scenery packages just gets better and better and better. Absolutely amazing. The levels of detail that go into them that we don't see. We can taxi past these aircraft and see them and go, wow, they look really fantastic. But when we're on approach or taking off, we just take off and disappear. Yeah, we may come back, we may not. And we don't see the level of detail. And I haven't shown you off everything. We've got buildings in the background that are businesses, and they are correct for the time that Burning Blue Designs set for their creation. Because obviously they have to pick a date to create their scenery from. Now, it's 2024, and I don't know when this one was created for, but obviously things have moved on since the creation of this sim, but it is still realistic, still fantastic. It's absolutely awesome. It's a 10 out of 10 product. And the great thing about it is, this product retails for £14.95. It's amazing. You're looking at so much detail, so much work, passion and soul has gone into this. I know it's, you know, flight simulator, oh, you mean more concentrating on the aircraft and the helicopters, and yes, it is a flight simulator after all. That's what we are here to do. We're here to fly something. But if we don't have companies creating amazing products like this, the flight simulator does not look realistic. Yes, 2020 as a simulator is a step up, a massive step up on FSX and P3D, and X-Plane is its own thing. But and the scenery was fantastic as it was. But when you get to custom designed airfields, it adds so much more to the scenery, to our flight simulators. And at £14, just shy of 15 UK pounds, it's not a lot of money. It's absolutely fantastic. So, if you've got any questions or comments regarding North Weald, please bang them below in the old comment box, and I will get round to them as soon as I can. I will be doing another video of another Burning Blue Designs scenery package. It's going to be Red Hill, and we'll do the same thing. We'll take our juice goose around the area and have some fun and see what the level of detail is in North Weald. But we will also finally be going to a freeware scenery package a little bit more close to home, for me anyway. It's going to be RAF Waddington, and I'm going to show you the difference, good or bad, between payware and freeware. So, that's all in the future. Hope you've liked this video. Like I say, questions, comments, bang them below, and I will see you in a future Microsoft Flight Simulator video very, very soon.